You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much.
Attorney Gadon, I'm just wondering, were you able to talk to former President Arroyo? Were you able to get her thoughts about this? Thank you so much.
I can speak in behalf of former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo when it comes to that issue because she is now out of detention. So last night we were having a dinner and she told us that if there is any question that should be directed to her, you can see her in Congress. Now, can I give some thoughts about the China issue?
Okay.
Ako sa palagay ko dyan, yung napakaganda ng mga sinabi ng ating kapitapitagan ng kagalang-galang na Senator Juan Ponce Enrile. Pero ako sa tingin ko dyan, kasi si Presidente Duterte, mahilig yan sa theatrical accent. So, ang tingin ko dyan, itong ginawa niya na pronouncements na ito, calculated yan eh. This is an easy way out for the US in this dilemma sa Scarborough Shoal. Hindi naman kasi pwede sila mag head-on collision with China. Hindi naman sila pwedeng voluntarily umalis. Lalo pat they have already pronounced their intentions or so-called ideas of protecting the Philippines, sabi nila. And at the same time, they cannot also go to war with China. So, what is the best way out for them? The best way out for them is to save their face also, is for someone to insult them and send them away. To such extent na halos binabasto sila. So, when they were asked to leave Mindanao and to stop this war exercises, they happily obeyed. Nung sinabi sa kanila na ayaw na namin sa inyong pumaparada dyan, they immediately obeyed. No? And parang sa kanila, they're just too happy to save their faces. Kasi sasabihin nila, oh, hindi kami umalis sa Pilipinas voluntarily, pinapaalis kami ng presidente. In fact, minumura pa nga kami. So, this is actually an easy way out for everybody. Because the tensions brought about by this Scarborough Shoal issue has been pacified. And if you can notice, no, hindi naman talaga mawawala yung economic interest and economic activities natin dito concerning the US because they have the direct investments of $16 billion, no? And that is next to Japan because Japan has 21 billion direct investments. Actually, third lang ang US. And second is China.
Ano first? Japan?
First is Japan, second is China, third lang ang US when it comes to direct investments to the Philippines. So, hindi naman talaga pwede nilang iwanan tayo dito economically because they have a lot of interest here. We have a big market, particularly in some commodities and merchandise. Ito isa sa number one market nila, no, when it comes to electronics, fashion, movies, and entertainment. Diba? Actually, sa movies lang, billions ang na kinikita ng US dito sa atin. Lahat ng mga pelikula nila, yung mga plaka nila, yung mga artist na mga market nila dito. So, hindi nila talaga ito kayang iwanan. What probably President Duterte is doing is just to pacify or the tension brought about by this issue of Scarborough Shoal. Ngayon, kagaya nga nasabi ko, sa analysis ko, hindi naman pwedeng voluntarily umalis ang US kasi magmumukha naman silang duwag. So, pinakamaganda dyan, paalisin mo, murahin mo. This is, the way I see it, the US is just too happy with what Digong is doing. Now, it cannot Unlike before, when President Marcos appeared in Congress and delivered a speech that the U.S. should pay for every Carabao shot, for every house burned during the Japanese-American War, and when he demanded for a $5 billion rent a year for the U.S. bases, ang ginawa ng Amerika right after the Marcos speech in the U.S. Congress, talagang dinestabilize na siya. No? Nagsulputan yung mga opposition newspapers, nagsulputan yung mga rally na kompleto ng streamers, posters, t-shirts, and hamburgers. Talagang dinestabilize siya. Kinat yung sugar quota natin, yung textile quota, kinat, yung mga pre-approved loans and assistance, pinutol lahat yun. Talagang pinarusahan nila si Presidente Marcos. Unlike now, do you see any embargo or any cut of economic relations? Wala naman eh. Wala ka makikita eh. In fact, I was talking to some friends in the PCCI, because I'm also a PCCI director of Quezon City, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce of Quezon City. Wala naman kaming maramdaman na economic downslide. And last week, I was a guest speaker in Creba, in Baguio. Ganon din yung kanilang pakiramdam. Wala naman silang maramdamang economic downslide because of these pronouncements of President Duterte. So makikita mo na ito, tingin ko this is a big play, a big drama being played in the international stage, just to give America, the US, an easy way out in this dilemma brought about by this Scarborough Show.
May binanggit ka kanina na malalim itong laro ni Duterte. Gusto kong balikan yung New World Economic Order, yung Tin Magna Region Executive Order 11490 in 1983. Ito yung implementation ng tinatawag na New World Economic Order, and this year is a tinatawag na Asian Integration Implementation. Yung North Atlantic Treaty Free Trade Organization doon sa western side.
Samantalang yung ibang countries na hindi naman matibay ang kanilang relasyon at hindi naman talagang napakatagal na kanilang relasyon, more than $1 billion a year yung natatanggap nilang aid. You can check it out sa Google, ano? Makikita nyo doon na pinakamaliit yung aid na natatanggap ng Philippines compared to other countries. Kaya siguro sumama rin ang loob niya, no? Parang ine-echo lang niya yung dating sinasabi ni President Marcos.
Ano na sinasabi mo, Jing, na yung document mo, alam ko yan eh, galing sa Illuminati, no? Now they call it the super elite. And you will be shocked. Yung itong pinag-uusapan natin, bilang mo, nagtugtong-tugtong yung sinasabi doon sa
Okay, Atty. Ito last na po ito. Gusto ko lang pong malaman, kagaya na sinabi ni Senator, hindi naman daw ibig sabihin na plano ng presidente sa sarili niyang pananalita ay implemented na sa buong bansa. So ano po ba yung may papayo ninyo para hindi naman magpanik yung iba nating mga kababayan na parang nagkakaroon sila ng sarili nilang pananaw na parang maipaliwanag din natin.
Yung kung ano magagawa natin, siguro dapat yung mga tao ni Presidente Duterte ay maging proactive sa pagpapaliwanag kung ano talaga itong polisiya na gusto niya mangyari. The problem is, well, probably because this is a new government and they have not really jive, no, to their own functions and responsibilities. Siguro dapat meron lang isang magaling na conductor dyan na maggumawa ng proactive public information campaign and public information dissemination and paliwanag talaga sa mga tao kung ano itong mga issues na to. Because as of now, ang nangyayari, no one is really explaining what President Duterte has in mind. Ang problema din kasi, bawat isa sa kanila rin, parang hindi rin nila alam kung ano yung gagawin nilang pagpapaliwanag. Hindi pa malinaw yung ano to this is a matter of organizational development among themselves. Kung ang isang haligi ng demokrasya, haligi ng gobyerno, haligi ng pamamahala, haligi ng nasyonalismo na kagaya ng ating kapitapitagan at kagalang-galang na Senator Johnny Ponce Enrile, yun ang advice na binibigay. Sino ako para manguna kay Presidente Duterte? Ang masasabi ko lang siguro, yung mga tauhan talaga ni Presidente Duterte ngayon, as I can see it, hindi sila managers, no? Hindi sila good managers. They may probably be the best lawyers, the best minds that we can find in the market, in the talent market. Pero iba kasi yung iba yung nagpapatakbo ng gobyerno, no? Iba yung art of governance, yung experience, on a national level. Kaya siguro na yun ang nagkakaroon ng problema. Hindi kagaya ng mga kapanahonan nila Senator Enrile, talagang the best minds and the best managers. Kasi ang experience nila hindi lang sa lawyer, kundi yung experience nila in governing an organization. Yun ang kulang kasi sa ngayon. Matatalino talaga sila, no? Matatalino as lawyers, no? Pero it is not an assurance that they can govern and manage. Siguro yun ang mag-usap-usap sila how to solve this.
Ayon sa aming reliable source, ang tunay na dahilan kung bakit gustong angkinin ng mga taga-ibang bansa, partikular sa kasalukuyan, ang Amerika, China at Korea, ang ating bansang Pilipinas, ay dahil sa likas yaman nitong deuterium. Ang mineral na ito ay matatagpuan sa Cordillera Administrative Region o CAR sa Luzon at sa Mindanao, partikular sa Mount Apo na matatagpuan sa Davao. Ang 25-year contract ng mga Koreano na nasa Angat at Ipo Dam natin ay nagsimula sa administrasyon ni President GMA at Justice Corona na pirmado ng 3 senador. Pagpasok ng administrasyon ni President Noynoy Aquino, ginanap ang turnover ceremony at 4 na poste ng Meralco ang sinira upang paglapagan ng helicopter na sinakyan ni Pinoy na hanggang sa kasalukuyan ay hindi pa ibinabalik. Ang plataporma ng mga singkit at putlang balat ay angkinin ng bansa natin ng walang labanan. Ano kaya ang kahihinatnan ng bansang Pilipinas sa pamumuno ni President Duterte? Sa ganang tindig by Etamar Robles, tunay ngang ito ang lupang pangako sa malayong silangan. Ang lahat ay tumutubo sa luntiang pulong ito kahit dumi ng ibon. Nakinilalang maharlikang pulo dahil sa dumarami na ang lahing kayumanggi sa mga balangay. At nang ipinagawa ni King Philip ang mapa, kaya tinawag ng Pilipinas. Ako po si Mami Yet Robles at ito ang aking balita, news para sa kaalaman ng buong Pilipinas hanggang sa buong mundo, North, East, West, South.
Napakaharot at pakialam galaw-gaw, kung tawagin siya'y ganyan kang karot, na trumpong tumatarang galaw-gaw, nakalilitong masdan at halipa.